latest report looks at the fact that we're seeing a changing demographic in the US population. Primarily, we're seeing an older population starting to form over the next few decades. We're going to see more old people than children in the US for the first time in history, starting in about 2035. So that has implications for the dairy industry because those different age groups demand different types of products. And ultimately, what I was trying to understand is, based on those types of products that we're going to see demand growing and shrinking, what does that mean for the underlying components that are produced at the farm level? Now, the first takeaway in the report was that, contrary to what might seem like it would be the case, the older population that we're seeing growing is actually seeing some of the strongest demand in milk fat growth in the last several years. And we expect that to continue and be a pretty positive story for milk fat demand. Takeaway number 2 is that as we see that demand for milk fat remain strong and continue to grow, we're going to still be able to easily meet that growth with the current growth rates that we see in production. So if we look at the trends in how fast we've seen milk production per cow grow and the component levels increase at the farm level, if we keep that pace, we'll be able to meet the demand for milk fat. However, we're going to see much slower growth in skim solids demand, and we're going to end up potentially overshooting the mark there in terms of what we produce at the farm level if we keep the status quo. Takeaway number 3 is that as we see demand for fat continue to grow in the US, we're not going to see the same growth in skim solids, and I expect that's going to pretty much flatline from here on out. So we're going to rely a lot more on our ability to export and continue to grow export markets to clear some of those skim solids from the market. And when we put that all together, the takeaway is really that I think we'll see strong fat demand going forward, and those prices for fat compared to skim solids are going to remain elevated. And that gives us something to plan for in terms of growth strategies and how we grow to match the component demand of the future rather than just thinking about milk volumes.